Hey YouTube! Today was a big news day. The 2-hour-long Maxis livestream for Sims 4 Discover University gameplay just happened, so I'm here to summarize it for you. We are going to once again chop off the chit chat. They went over a lot of the things you want to know, and I've made some attempts to organize that information. The end goal, as always, is to help you decide if this pack is for you or not, so share my work or leave a comment if it's helpful. I want to establish that I'm going to move a couple things around, so this is not 100% in order, but with that in mind, let's jump right in. We were hosted by Sim Guru Stephanie, Azure, and Rad. When we started, their sim had already applied for a scholarship and got an acceptance letter. Young adults up through elder can all attend university. Scholarships they apply for can be based on merit, location, or needs, like if your sim's family is poor enough. There are also scholarships around individual skills, so being talented in something can help. Their sim was accepted and got to choose between University of Britechester and Foxbury Institute. As I said in my previous video, all degrees are available at both universities, but distinguished degrees in technology can only be earned at Foxbury, while the language and history types would be at Britechester. While a sim will always be approved for a regular degree, they can be turned down for a distinguished one. They chose the language and literature degree and went with Britechester. They didn't really get into student loans here, just gave a sim the money to go. You get to pick your sim's course load. Each semester lasts a week. To graduate, you need to finish 12 courses and can take up to 4 in one semester. So it'd take you 3 semesters to finish if you went with 4. There are elective courses, like they're just for fun and learning new skills, and these count toward the max of 4 courses but do not give you progress on the degree as far as I understood. If you get a degree and don't like it, your sim can get another, so you can be a career student. Moving into a dorm reminds me of vacationing and outdoor retreat. You can choose from one of 3 available dorms but can build more if you like. To answer a question that people have, 2 sims in the same household can attend university at different schools, but only if it's from a residential lot. Because dorms require sims to be in the same school, it's not possible to live in one and attend separate schools while keeping control. There's a fee for each class you take along with the price of housing, and you can choose to pay out of pocket or use student loans. The student loans were at 5% interest, but I don't think it's compounding based on what we saw. The fees are not very steep on student loans, so they shouldn't be too scary, though I'm sure some of you want to see the repo man that is confirmed in this pack. That doesn't happen in this video, I'm sorry to say. With that step completed, they moved on to the campus where they will move into a dorm. You can't use build buy at the dorm. It's locked when the lot type is university housing and an active sim is living there. You can get around this with the bb.enable free build cheat. The total number of beds indicates how many students a dorm can accept, with a max of 9 roommates. In the dorm, which is like one big lot, everybody claims a bed and players have the ability to reassign beds. Door locks are going to be very useful in dorm situations. In the dorm, there's a common area as well as the student's room, based on which bed they chose. While I already said you can't build there, there are more live draggable objects that can be used to decorate the room. There's a kiosk you can visit on campus that sells tons of objects to decorate your sim's room with, as well as appliances like microwaves and mini fridges, bikes, and decorative items like rugs, posters, and pennants. Course books are also bought here, which is handy in case you lose one of the books your sim was given. They decorated the room with this stuff from the kiosk. The mini fridge was shown and can stack a microwave or a coffee maker on top of it, or just a little decorative clutter if you like. They revealed that this pack actually has chests with an individual inventory, meaning it's not shared with others of the same type. Thanks to Sim Guru Azure, who responded to my question, we know that these really are unique, and you can label them and put different collections into each chest. And of course, this is also handy for students. The mini fridge was shown in more detail next, and it'll work like a regular fridge but without a kitchen. You can make microwave quick meals and easy dinners like pizza rolls, noodles, and things of that sort. Stoves are explicitly forbidden in dorms for some reason, probably related to Sims dying or the flow of the game, so they made it so that you can only cook certain things. Another new feature, laptops now have the ability to be locked to other Sims. I think this pack has a couple of Little Miss Sam's good ideas thrown in. They now travel to U-Bright Commons and a cafe where students can get better food. You'll meet teachers during office hours or walking around on campus, so they exist even if their classrooms are rabbit holes. They showed us the campus some, and we now know that Britechester does have its own weather with seasons installed. It's based on weather in the UK, so probably a lot of cloudy days. Their sim ran into the university mascot, and the mascots got into a fight over some juvenile rivalry that goes on there. Now here is a problem where I don't envy the sim gurus streaming this, showing classes and studying and the like when those things are rabbit holes. So we saw where you can sit in on skill classes, which is a feature that I love. But going to class in this just means the sim disappearing, so they didn't show much of it. Riding bikes is possible everywhere, and I'm happy to be able to answer that one as a lot of people have asked. Unfortunately, only teen and up can ride bikes, so no training wheels for the kids. Biking seems to raise the fitness skill just as you'd expect. The gurus then showed us one of the information kiosks that are around the campus and can teach you how class, grades, scholarships, and enrollment work, but they didn't click on any of them. Organizations exist at each university and Sims can sign up for them, but it seems like you might need to meet some members first. There's Britechester Spirit Corps, which seems focused on sports, an art society, and debate guild, while Foxbury has its own spirit group, robotics and science clubs. There's an organizations panel that tracks your participation in these groups, but they didn't show us that. They did show the results of a prank from Foxbury where the statue had been vandalized. The sim cleaned it up. You can yarn bomb toilet paper and deface a statue. Evidently, the statues at university are never not vandalized. I say that as they got it clean and later in the stream it had already been TP'd again. They showed us toilet stalls and wall showers and had a sim prank a toilet. When using the public shower, evidently Sims still get embarrassed if others walk through. I'm not sure that's super realistic, but maybe it's only occasional. The sim that used the toilet next got soaked and the stall was left a mess. So, prank. Someone asked in stream if your sim would have to repair that toilet. The answer was that you can. A roommate might do it as they're programmed to do things like that when it's a good roommate. And you can also call university maintenance to fix it at no cost. Evidently, a maid will also visit once a week to clean the place up. They'll clean many things, but not do things like put away your books. If you want roommates at home away from university, you can do that by putting out an ad. A few Sims will visit and you can select from among them who will be your roommate. Or if you prefer, you can ask individual Sims if they'd like to move in with you. Those with kids or a spouse may decline. Once you have a roommate, they'll pay a portion of the household's bills. And of course, you can kick them out if you don't like the arrangement. And as I said, so much for the clean statue. Foxbury TP'd it already. The next day, a Sim showed up to pose for figure painting, and they had their girl participate. This is one of the Art Society activities. We finally got a good look at the map of Britechester. Foxbury and the University of Britechester appear to sit opposite one another with a few residential lots in the town in the middle, along with a library and bar. There are a few each of 30 by 20 and 20 by 15 lots here. There are also two new lot traits in this pack. Study Spot will alter Sim behaviors a bit, getting them to study more and give them less exhaustion from studying, and will also boost skill gains a bit. The University Hangout lot trait makes food and drink cost less on the lot and makes it more likely students will visit. They change it to a residential lot with the point of showing us a Sim who is attending off campus. Sims can go to university from anywhere, so living at one of the two campuses isn't necessary, but may be fun, especially with the roommate experience. The three Sims in this household are all pursuing distinguished science degrees at Foxbury Institute. There was a bot contest going on in town there with robots being shown off by the students who built them. There are servos and quadcopters, party bots, and fixer bots. You can enter your bot into a contest if you like. We don't know about the rewards though. Servo is the top reward for The robotics skill. As you use the robotics table, you'll gain more skill XP and eventually learn to make materials to make different bots. There's cybernetics, or tech wearables. Servos can be programmed with a gender. In general, they're a lot like Sims and are even able to attend university. They activated their servo and he clumsily came out of the pod. When Servo's activated, he is added to the household and you can click him to change his appearance. It's possible to woohoo with Servo, but he can't procreate. If you don't like your servos can have their traits reprogrammed. You're also able to choose from one of 6 different color schemes for your servo, but you can't put clothes on them. Be warned, though, you shouldn't let your servos swim, get out in the rain, or get in a shower. This will wreck your robot. The Exomech suit is the reward from the mechanical engineering branch of Engineer. Your sim can wear it and even hover, but we don't know a lot about the benefits of it. Because robotics is a skill, with either track you're going to be able to use robotics and you'll be able to craft things at the robotics table. Fixer and cleaner bots can live in your sim's home and don't take up one of your slots. Things got kind of scattered here, so I'm going to get out of sync with them. They're talking about the new careers while showing robotics. University isn't required to be in engineering nor any of the other careers with this pack. You can climb your way up as usual if you want. The new careers are all rabbit hole or work from home style, so you don't always go in if you don't want to. If you take engineering and choose mechanical, you'll need to level up programming, robotics, and handiness. If you choose computer engineer, you do programming and robotics. Evidently, computer engineers can get some sweet computer glasses too. The law career will let you choose between judge and private attorney branches, while educators can choose between professor and administrative. We don't really know anything about their rewards. Now, they said at another time that it's possible to be attending university and have a job at the same time. So if you plan it out, you could do both, but you're going to be expected to be at class on time anyway. Part-time jobs and picking good shifts, as well as the freelancer career, might be a good option for paying your way through school. They showed the engineer's exosuit, and it's kind of cool Iron Man hover style. They also ordered food from a party bot, and food appears on its head when it's done cooking. They now showed Servo's commodities. He has fun, social, durability, and charge. Servos need to recharge themselves after so often, but durability needs someone else to make tune-ups. So a sim with robotic skill is pretty needed if you have a servo. It may be possible to use a repair bot to maintain a servo, but I'm not sure if they can both fix each other yet. There's an enhancement system for the bots. It can be put back on the workstation where you can then upgrade the bot. Utility bots and servos can be enhanced to have improved durability and charge. They said that you can sell bots for a profit and even sell them in retail if you like. I'm looking forward to some of the possibilities here and wonder if it'll hold up against other big money makers. All that said, robots can die. Servo is immortal in terms of aging, but they rust in water. And if durability gets too low, they can go into a critical state and be broken down on the spot. You have time to fix them, but if you don't get to it fast enough, the servo will turn into a junk pile and effectively die. Now they went to a bar where Foxbury students were doing a cheer. Their sim is still in the exosuit. School cheers. Yeah, this isn't for me. But hey, the town is very lovely and there's a pond you can swim in. That's right, not a pool. Finally, a pack has island living style swimming. There was a gathering of the secret society that night. Their sim asked about the gathering, and they told her it was a midnight gardening club meet, and then they walked off. You need to learn more about this society before you can get in with them. I guess you can research them on computer. At times during the stream, I'm feeling a bit frustrated because we're not being shown some of the things we want to see. But I understand it's difficult. When a sim enrolls in school, you get a homework notebook. You can do homework for every class to keep your grades up using this thing. The career panel shows info about classes and how they're doing. The requirements for each class are listed out for you so you can try to manage your sim's time. You do have some responsibilities. See, if you make a paper, it'll tell you when you mouse over it if it's a poor quality or something, so you can redo the paper. Some classes require presentations. You'll have a presentation board in your Sims inventory they can work on and practice the presentation before actually doing it. You have to do the presentation manually with an option found on the item. I think this might, too, be a rabbit hole. School takes place on weekdays, so you kind of get an easier semester if you start on a Wednesday, as you'd be off for the weekend and have more time to work on presentations and term papers. If you started on a Sunday, you'd have to go straight through the whole week. If you wanted to graduate quickly, you'd take 4 classes and be done in 3 semesters. It looks like this would set you back around 3,000 simoleons. Not as much as I thought, but that depends if it gets more expensive for each semester. Like higher level classes costing more. They then showed some of the activities like Juice Pong. You can play against rivals in drinking games to get special moodlets. They had a sim apply for a scholarship to show us that menu. They had options for sims with handiness and rocket science, esports and culinary skills, and the great outdoors, as well as one simply for being a resident of Britechester. When events are happening, you'll get a pop-up apparently. You can also explore the campus and see what's going on. There aren't fraternities or sororities, but there are the organizations that exist on campus. They went into Managed Worlds to show us a little about this. There's a special UI for university housing lots. You can do gender-specific dorms to kind of make your own sorority, and maybe select one of the organizations on campus like Robotics or a debate club and require all dorm residents to be in that club. University housing lots that are penthouses require an elevator and trash chute. You'll require beds to accommodate the correct number of people. You can pick which university owns the dorm. Everyone who stays there will be in the same school. Next up, they showed us shower woohoo. And facts get kind of random here. Shower woohoo is a thing, but you can't woohoo with professors and have to wait until you graduate. You can suck up to professors and also cheat on tests or plagiarize papers. Getting too low in performance may get you kicked out of school, and there may be punishments for being caught doing something unethical. We now head into build mode to see the new 2-story columns that players had spotted. Turns out they're pretty cool. On certain columns, you can move the column height like you might a foundation. You can pull a column all the way up to the top of a 4-story house. Now they went into cast and showed off a bunch of the new outfits for females than males, including the piercings, new hairstyles, and some of them looking pretty wild. But I'm a gameplay guy. We spotted the new aspiration in the knowledge category, but we don't know a lot about it. Answering a question on stream, they confirmed there's a new death, but said they'll let us discover it. There's a new keg party type that can be thrown, where your main goal is to finish an entire juice keg. I guess it's obligatory to make someone do a keg stand in a live stream, so that's what happened after Servo tapped it. We saw most of the major gameplay features in this stream, but they left a lot to the imagination in terms of things like the new death, going to class, and studying. I guess it's hard to show those because it's paced like a career and all, and they're rabbit holes. So what it feels like to play this is not known to us yet. And there are things like esports gamer and soccer club I admit that we just don't understand. They're listed in careers but tied to being in university somehow. I'll work to clarify this stuff as soon as it's possible. We also heard that there's a research and debate skill just dropped casually. I think I wouldn't feel like I do about the stream if it weren't called a deep dive, but look at this, 20-minute script, so there's just too much to cover when I think about it. It's really hard to organize these things, so I definitely think they did okay based on that. So we learned a lot, but this one wasn't as detailed as Realm of Magic, and I just did my best. I guess we're waiting on the Sims Camp embargo to be up to learn more. They said that on Tuesday the 12th we'll learn about some more features, so I'll be sure to cover that in case it turns out to be bigger. Hopefully there are some features for base game players coming in the next big patch. If you feel this was a good summary and helpful to you, please leave a like and share it with others you think might enjoy it. We have a Patreon if you want to go the extra mile. Special thanks to my friend Play-A-Lot for her help with this once again. It was a lot of info to organize, even though it's not super tight like I'd prefer. Have a nice weekend, everyone, and thank you for watching.